Hi Karthik, welcome to PowerUp with Pradeep. You were a spoiled brat, spending money across different pubs and thousands of rupees rather.
How did you get the information of the bills and all?
You were one of those persons who had C class, probably fourth Hyderabadi who had C class. For me today, it is still a dream.
So whatever I own, I used to get it immediately.
A typical rich kid. When did you get to know that downfall is happening?
Few political bodies, let me not name them, they put bit of pressure on us to take around. There was a local politician from Hyderabad. He threatened to kidnap some of my family member for this. There were 15 people at once in my office.
This is like a full action movie. So taking that decision of cleaning up assets. So you got a good exit or was it a distress sale?
Distress. See, the plant in Bellari was more than 100.
100 crores.
We sold it for.
At this stage, you also didn't had money to pay your kid's school fee. Was it true?
Yeah, it is true. It was true.
How did you bounce back from there? Business in Africa, Dubai.
So it goes back to my dad again.
How do you manage your business in a zone like Africa where you always have some other issue happening there?
The profitability, what you get, all these are very small.
Was there a situation where you had someone coming into the factory and pointing a gun and all of that?
The robberies and all are common there. If you're carrying a costly mobile like iPhones and all, any iPhone is gone. There were days where they used to sleep in the factory, go out, do war, come back and sleep in the factory, eat food, and then go back. So it was like a lodge for them for a few months.
What percentage of your time you spend within India, Dubai and Africa, given that you have multiple businesses across these markets?
30 days in India and 30 days abroad. Dubai 10 days and 20 days Africa.
Why is this gold rush of Dubai real estate happening?
The first thing is safety. Your property is secured and ROI is huge.
On the business front, right? If somebody is starting, what should they consider?
When you fall down, your doors open much more faster, to be very frank. But that's where I feel your brain starts working different angles.
Hi Karthik, welcome to PowerUp with Pradeep.
Hi Pradeep, thank you for inviting.
Karthik, you are one of the richest person in Hyderabad. You were born in a wealthy family, and you have seen everything, and everything that a normal man aspires is what you have or had. And there was a point in time when you lost everything. Again, today, from a single business, today into multiple businesses across multiple countries. How did you make this happen is what we want to decode. And we want to understand what is that mindset one would need to get into that stage and bounce back hard, right? Uh, we want you to probably start with your introduction and what was your childhood like from there? Yeah,
So, as you said in the past, it was a family business
sure.
where dad was into manufacturing of steel and byproducts of steel. Things were going very good till 2011-12. Unfortunately, things did not work out because of the governmental policies, steel prices coming down, and there was a drastic fall.
Right.
And 7 to 8 years was a heartful life where things didn't work out. Then slowly I started expanding myself to African countries, where
Okay.
initially I started as a small merchant exporter.
Okay.
Did slow and steady baby steps and got good progress there. That's how I
Right.
ventured into Africa. As you asked me, mindset.
Right.
When you fall down, your doors open much more faster, to be very frank. People
Wow.
say when you fall down, things don't open up, things don't work out.
Right.
But that's where I feel your brain starts working different angles,
Okay.
where you try to make things in different ways. Because
Sure.
when everything was going good, your angle is only straight.
Correct.
The same set of business, the same
Yeah.
flow and everything. When you don't have that, you're open. You try to do so many things, trial and error, trial and error.
All right.
And that's how the things started working out for me. Luckily, 2019-20 were good days.
Okay.
Things started changing, and slowly I started expanding again.
Okay. Okay. So we got to know a little about your childhood. Since you were part of the wealthy family, you had all the luxuries, and you were a spoiled brat. Sorry if I'm using
okay.
this word, but that's what I got to know when I was researching about you. You were a spoiled brat. You were all that full josh in your youth, spending money across different pubs and thousands of rupees rather. In fact, when I was listening to the bills that you were spending, I was like, Oh man.
How did you get the information of the bills and all?
I got to speak with couple of your friends and people. I don't want to reveal again, but yeah, part of our research.
Yeah, very true. Because as I was a spoiled kid, dad was always supportive.
Sure.
Not only spoiled kids as a pub and all, he was very supportive in n number of ways.
Sure.
He let me go out and try to do n number of things
Sure.
where I can get my own experiences. In that way, I explored a lot. So that's how I could come to know. Probably that was one of the opportunity after exploring those things. When I fell down, I could pull things back.
Okay.
That was one of the main reason. Probably I had a mindset, see, I did my part of fun. So let me work hard now. Probably there's a better opportunity to build back things again.
Right.
Learned it in a very costly way, but yes, it did happen.
Great, great. So you were a person who used to spend money left, right, and center basis again. Sorry to use that word, but then I want to say because you were buying costly bikes. You were one of those persons who had C class, probably fourth Hyderabadi who had C class.
Probably in top 10, not even fourth, maybe 10th or
Sure,
yeah.
sure. Mercedes C class
Yeah.
back then. This is definitely something. For me today, it is still a dream.
Now it's
and
very
and
easy.
you were
Yeah.
you were quite young, and still you had it, right? So what was going through your mind at that stage?
Everything was easy. So
Okay.
there was practically nothing going in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It was all fun. Ask, you get it.
Sure.
So it was never a tough game for me. So
Okay.
whatever I on, I used to get it immediately. Thanks
Sure.
to my dad, he always pampered, and my mom, they always pampered me to get things.
Okay.
So it was life was easy. Life
Sure.
was very easy, very fast.
Yeah.
It was good. Thanks to my parents, to be frank.
So you never got a no from your parents, is it?
No, never. Never got a no.
In fact, I still remember back in the day when I wanted bike, I literally had to cross 2-3 challenges. I had to get X score in my exams. I had to get seat in certain college.
Even I had those conditions. Come on, Pradeep. I had to do all that. I had to fulfill all that. But probably the way my parents said was in a different way.
Okay.
They never said, you get this, I'll give you this. They never showed me that angle, but they always showed me importance of education and everything. By the way, I got scholarship for my MBA as well.
Wow.
Even though I was spoiled, I had my education and I had my part to be done on proper way in a proper time.
Sure.
So those things are always there.
Awesome. So how were you managing the bills? I always had tough time asking money from my father, but I know your parents were supportive. But to what was the limit of your pocket money per month?
So there was nothing called pocket money. I had my dad's add-on card, so I used to use that. So never there was a restriction.
A typical rich kid.
I really don't know about that, but that was the way it was.
Okay. Let's dive into your education. I didn't knew that you had scholarship, so good to hear. So you, while you were on one side spending and all, you probably seemed to be responsible.
Yes, I was.
And you understood education was important, so you went for MBA.
Yes.
And you got scholarship.
So I've done.
What percentage of the scholarship?
Scholarship was almost 60 to 65%. It covered my entire tuition fee.
Wow.
Because I did my engineering in dual degree. It was production and mechanical.
Okay.
It was a combination.
Okay.
Then I got a good score there.
Right.
That's where my MBA university gave me the scholarship.
Sure.
So that's how it worked. It was UWIC, University of Wales, Cardiff.
Awesome. UK, is it?
UK, it was in UK.
Okay, nice. So let's dive into your downfall, as in being from a rich family, then seeing a downfall, right? When did this start, and how did it start? When did you get to know that this is downfall is happening?
Since I completed my MBA, came back to India, then got trained in our own companies.
Sure.
Then we started our own factory back in Bellari.
Okay.
It was related to iron ore pelletization plant.
Right.
Unfortunately, when we started the plant and started importing the equipments from China,
Sure.
the dollar rate also jumped. There
Okay.
we made huge difference in the project cost.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we were thinking that working capital would be around $1 to $2 million approximately.
Okay.
Those days, Indian rupee.
Sure.
But there was one more problem, was the mining ban, due to which our entire working capital from 1 to 2 million jumped up to 4 million to 5 million.
Okay.
And even the major problem was the rotation.
Okay.
Before it was 10 days rotation. Then it ended up being 60 days to get the material, convert it into production, sell it, then recover it from the customers. So it was almost
Okay.
process of 70 to 75 days.
Wow.
That was also not a major thing. The major was the Chinese equipment which couldn't work properly.
Okay.
We had to get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, few political bodies, let me not name them, they put bit of pressure on us to take around 200,000 iron ore tons,
Sure.
which was more than 18 to 20 crores those days.
Mm-hmm.
Since the plant did not support us,
Okay.
we had to run it in a distress way, where I killed the plant.
Oh.
Because of them, because political pressure and everything, we were financially going down. Other factories did not support us. Other group
Okay.
factories couldn't support us because the market was going bad.
Okay.
And there was so much of money we pumped into this factory
Mm-hmm.
that we slowly started deteriorating on the liquidity.
Okay.
Then things went in a bad shape.
All right.
Once one starts attacking,
Yeah.
things around you get into a very negative way. That's how we couldn't survive.
So I see three angles. One is ban on the
I don't
mining,
know. Yeah.
political angle, then there was this Chinese equipment failure.
equipment, yeah.
These three sort of added to the
Yes, scenario.
downfall of it, is it?
Correct.
So you joined your family business immediately after the MBA.
No, I worked there in UK for 2
Oh,
years.
you worked as an
Yeah,
employee?
I worked there as an
Okay.
employee for 1.5 year for a bank. Then I used to do a trading back there, scrap trading. I used to send scrap to India simultaneously. So there were two kind of job profiles there, as an employee and as an entrepreneur also.
Achha, so you were working for a bank at the same time trying to
Yeah.
do business on the other hand.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
So things were going in a different way. I was doing good there. Then I think politically, the family things where dad gets scared that my son is settling there, he'll never come back. So
Okay.
then my dad called me back to India. He's like, come back, you can get trained here now. So that's
Acha.
where things changed. I had to move back to India.
Okay. Okay. So how much time did you spend working in UK?
Around 1 year.
1 year. Within 1 year,
I-
your father got scared that
Yes,
he's gonna
because I
settle
got
there
promoted
otherwise.
as a manager in 6 months there.
Oh.
So I was doing pretty good. I was
Okay.
there also. I was into marketing,
Okay.
home loan, credit cards, and all. So I was doing pretty good. I had a team of 12 as a team lead. So within 3 months, I have achieved my targets beyond. Then I got promoted to a manager. Then I worked as a manager as a month.
Okay.
Then dad got scared. He's like, come back. Let's
Right,
get into
right.
family business.
Which year did you come back to India?
This was around 2007-8.
7, 8. And when did this whole downfall thing start?
2009, I started the factory in Bellari.
Okay.
2012 was the major downfall.
Oh.
So we were stuck by that time.
9 to 12 is where you were managing it, and 12 you started realizing that it's going down.
Probably I could say 10 to 12 was where I got into that loop of downfall.
Okay.
And 2012 was totally gone.
Mm-hmm.
12, 13 was down, totally down.
So, one of the things that we got to know that you had this fear of going back to Bellari for whatever reason, right? What really went there? I understood there was downfall and there was political issues, equipment and all other stuff.
The
right?
fear is not going back. The fear of getting the memory. How hard I worked there.
Okay.
What was my dream? What was our agenda to do? It was we had approvals for mini integrated steel plant. We had our own railway siding as well.
Wow.
So we took 2 acres of land for the railway track, and then we started procuring the railway line to the factory. We had our own check dam where we could store in 600 to 700 hectares of land water reservoir, and we made a 2 acres of tank as well for the power plant. We acquired more than 80 to 90 acres of land for the entire project.
Awesome.
It was not a small thing. I was 21, 22 when I came back. So as a kid, because of my dad, I could achieve all that, no doubt. But I worked for it, and unfortunately, it didn't work. That's where I feel I can't go there to recollect all that memory.
You still have that haunting memories of it.
Kind of a glitch. Yes, I do have it. I still feel whenever you talk about Bellari and Hospet, I still feel that weirdness in my stomach.
I get that. I get that.
There's still an X amount of money, which is substantially a good amount of money. I can go there and recover.
Even today.
Even today, but I
still not recover.
I still don't want to go. Substantial good amount of money.
So probably I know you get uncomfortable, but I would want to thoda sa decode and understand what really happened there and what was your mind frame. So if you can help us understand a breakdown of what really happened and why is that money still stuck there?
See, the money is stuck there in form of land and raw material. In our land only, it is still there in my land. And there's still probably 40 to 50 acres of land today there. And raw material worth of 50 to 40,000 tons, 40 to 50,000 tons.
Right.
Even if I try to sell it, I can recover a good amount of money. But that is not main. For me, the feeling.
Okay.
I was imagining it's going to be very good. See, the main problem was the plant was in a good condition.
Right.
But the iron ore did not support us. Raw material did not support. By the time I acquired iron ore and this political iron ore which came in, we had sufficient material. 3 months stock we had. So if I start the plant, so I had an easy rotation to make it successful. But unfortunately, the machinery did not support.
So, Karthik, Chinese equipment was one of the reasons for the downfall, right? Were you not aware that Chinese always is unreliable when we speak of equipment? Were you not aware it's not supposed to be taken, but you took? So, what was that? If you can throw some light there.
So not all Chinese equipments are failures.
Okay.
They have good Chinese equipments as well. Unfortunately, the equipments what we have taken has failed. So now I cannot blame anyone. I can blame time. Yeah, even though the Chinese equipments were not good, I should have put proper team. The team was also not right. Ifs and buts come into the picture when system doesn't work properly.
Oh.
Even now I can't blame the team. Neither I can blame the Chinese.
Okay.
Or probably is the Chinese are the culprit? I really don't know.
Okay.
Or Chinese equipments are doing good and the manpower were not doing good. I can't blame them.
Right.
Manpower were taken from reputed companies who had past experience as well. They were doing good back there. But why did it fail here?
Right.
Is it ignorance of me? So it's a scenario of everything and everyone included.
Okay. So
probably the main culprit was Chinese. I really don't know.
So when you said political body has dumped iron ore in your factory, that means you didn't want it, but they forcefully got it and put it in your factory. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The first thing was I was a bit worried because they're big, politically big.
Yeah.
Politically big, and some of politicians, they can, situation was not that great in Karnataka those days, political situation. I was a bit worried. I was 22, 23. I took a decision, okay, let's take it. Anyways, I'm getting working capital free of cost. I don't know that's working capital free of cost. But eventually I had something in my head. If something goes wrong, big plants like BMM, JSW, they also faced initial starting problem because of the same kind of technology.
Okay.
Since they're being big players, they survived. We were startup in the field, pelletization. We were startup, and unfortunately, we couldn't succeed.
Okay.
Where the fear I had of if it doesn't work, what will happen? It eventually happened. It did not work, and they started putting pressure for recovery. I faced the problem till 3 years back.
Oh.
For the recovery. So I paid excess.
Okay.
I paid excess of, if I can say this or not, around 3 to 4 CR. I paid excess. And still I had trouble, those people coming into the office and doing. Then I took a stand. I complained. I called people. Then I showed them the statements that you need to pay me back. I don't need to pay you.
Oh my God.
So why don't you pay me back?
So they were supposed to pay you and still they were trying to overpower you.
Overpower me. 7 years. Imagine if I get simple rate of interest also for that. How much I would have made out of it?
And then you literally had people standing out on top of you.
There were 15 people at once in my office. When I was not in India, when I was abroad.
This is like a full action movie.
Action movie. Yeah. And once, I still remember, this was in 2017-18. There was a local politician from Hyderabad. He calls himself as a politician. I really don't know whether he's really a politician or not. He threatened to kidnap some of my family member for this.
Oh.
It went to that extent.
That's traumatic.
But as I said, I'm always a fighter, and my dad always supported me.
Yeah.
I cannot use a word fighter for him. It's beyond that. He has always supported me, guided me.
Right.
Because of his guidance and my intention of solving the problem, because I never wanted to cheat anyone.
Yeah.
My pure intention was to, liabilities are there, let me clean it up.
Right.
I called all the creditors related to the factory. I made a statement. I said, this is the asset I have, this is the rental I am getting. Who wants asset? You can take it as per your choice, distress sale.
Got
I'll
that.
clean it up. Who can wait? This is the
Yeah.
rental I'm getting. In these many months, I can clear. Most of the people, 99.9%, they were all supported.
Okay.
Within 3-4 years, I cleaned up, washed away everything, then started. But this guidance is again by my dad. He called me one day and he said, "You have this much of asset, this much of liability.
Okay.
Do you want to fight keeping the assets or clean up everything and start new life?" I somehow like that second point, clean up everything and start new life.
Okay.
Then I cleaned up everything. It took 4 to 5 years, sold the properties, rental through rental I've given, did
So
everything.
taking that decision of cleaning up assets,
Yes,
so you got a good exit or was it a distress sale?
distress. We lost 70% of our investment.
70%.
Yeah,
70.
70.
What was the overall net worth at that time, and what is that you got in hand?
See, the plant in Bellari was more than 100.
100 crores.
Yeah, we sold it for 30 to 40 crores approximately.
Oh.
Just to clean up the bank so that other small units which were supporting the medium scale units which were supporting us in the group
Okay.
had to survive. So
That's
because of that,
that's
we
a
had to clean.
huge
Yeah.
loss.
It was a joint family. Dad was the head of the family. He started all these businesses. One by one, all his brothers joined him in the business, and everyone supported him during the time course. And things went in different way.
Oh my God.
Because of this, I lost my direct family members, had problems. Now, thanks to God, things have started patching up again.
Got
Slow
it.
and steady, everyone started talking,
Right.
getting into normal stage.
Oh my God. Oh, too heavy to actually take that. Uh, we got a glimpse of this in our research, and but then I was kind of skeptical if you would be willing to share all of this on the
It's an
show.
open secret. When you are in downtrend, people around you tend to talk negative.
Right.
Even if someone is in downtrend, I would end up talking as well. I don't know. It's common practice in everyone's life.
Right.
When you're successful, people say you're successful.
Get
When you're
that.
down, they blame you. When you get success, yes, you get appreciation at the same time.
In fact, during this time, what I heard is you also sold your all the vehicles, Mercedes. From there, you started driving Nissan Sunny. Uh,
Had to.
okay.
You have to clean up everything.
Right.
Luxuries come once you clean up everything. Today, I can say proudly that everything is gone. That's why I'm back.
At this stage, you also didn't had money to pay your kids' school
Yeah,
fee.
yes, yes.
Was it true?
Yeah, it is true. It was true. Then one of my friend, I requested him for a few days. Then he helped me out. Then I paid it, got it cleared.
Uh,
Few friends were there, like 2-3 friends out of
Born in
100.
silver spoon, driving vehicles which were imported or probably the cream of India, and then from there not having money to pay school fee is something really bad. And then
I had a bike as well, 1000cc fire blade. I used to drive it on highways.
yeah, I was seeing one of your videos where you were kind of trying to do stunts and all of that. ATV, I think.
ATV,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a 450cc ATV. Yeah, life,
So
you need to see everything.
as a kid, seeing all of that richness, and then when you actually get into action, you see the downfall, selling off everything, not having money for school fee, and from there, bouncing back with businesses in multiple countries, uh, is definitely no joke, Karthik. Karthik, I would want to understand on the recovery phase of yours, right? How did this journey happen? When did you realize that this is a lost battle and probably you don't want to fight beyond? Uh, in fact, even before getting into this, right, I want to probably ask one other thing. You came back from Bellari, and that coming back from Bellari itself is another story, is what I got to know.
Yeah.
Taking all of your family, all of that, right? Can you help us understand what happened, if you're comfortable only?
Yeah, that's okay. In the, what happened? I had a fight with the family members,
Okay.
uncles, basically.
Okay.
So they were all saying that it's because of you things have happened, which was a fact. I
Okay.
was looking after the factory, though, so the blame game will come to me.
Right.
If it was successful, I would have got the appreciation as well.
Right.
So that was the moment where I decided it's enough. Now I cannot stay here.
Right.
We did not even pack our stuff. My son was 8 months old. Me and my wife and my son, we just drove back to Hyderabad.
Whoa.
I can't even blame them because what they say is right, and the situation did not support me. The missionary did not support me. I
Okay.
tried my best to fulfill it, but unfortunately, it did not happen.
Okay. Okay.
I
Got
had to
that.
quit and come.
Yeah. So, what was the mind frame at that stage within your family, be it your father, mother, son is young
Used to,
to
yeah.
even think of, say your wife, how were they thinking about you? What was the situation at home?
See, dad was always supportive, as I said. And mom, as moms are always moms, they always tell you that don't worry, you will do something, we'll pull it back, we'll make things proper, so do
Sure.
not worry. They were
Sure.
always supportive. Wife, I can't say that, she was not supportive. She was supportive. But problem was, poor thing, she did not know what was happening.
Okay.
Half of the time I was always aggressive because of the tensions.
Uh,
I used to always shout and all because there were so many things happening. She
yeah.
did not even get a chance to speak to me to understand what was happening. I never gave her that opportunity to explain.
Got it.
So she was also a kid. Pradeep, imagine I was 24, 25.
Yeah.
She's 2 years younger to me, 22
Yeah.
years old. What would she know everything?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tough for
Yeah.
her to also to know and fight out
And
what is
she is
happening.
from a rich family
She's from a
background.
rich family. She hasn't seen downfall.
Yeah.
So she was in confusion. What is happening? Why is my husband being so upset or aggressive? What is this? So
Right.
she was also confused, to be frank.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Karthik, let's dive now into your upswing, right? How did you bounce back from there, and how did you pull off businesses in Africa, Dubai, again steel manufacturing there, and car rental business, real estate business, all of that, right? How did you sort of bounce back? When did it start? Uh, uh, how did you choose going abroad, and why?
As I said, when you fall down,
Yeah.
2012, 13 was my downtrend.
Right.
There are a number of doors you get to open up.
Got that.
People normally think I'm down now. There's no such
Right.
thing like
Right.
coming back.
Right.
Probably because when you're down, there are a number of ways which open up where you try to find it.
Sure.
So 2012, 13 during the downfall. So it goes back to my dad again.
Okay.
He's from an NITK Suratkal and he was the chapter president
Okay.
those days
Okay.
to his batch.
Right.
Then his batch in Africa started a new chapter.
Okay.
They invited my dad there. Then he visited the country and he said, "There's a better opportunity here. Why don't we start?" I was thinking, Dad, we are already going in a bad shape here. You want to start a new business there? Luckily, I didn't say no. I was like, let's try because I always believe him. Even though I had that negative attitude inside, I said, let me not say no, let me say yes. That's where we started. Even though we did not have any hope, we started.
Okay.
Once you start, there's always a way you complete it no matter what.
Sure.
You have the finance, you don't have the support, there's nothing there, but still
Yeah.
think about it, manifest about it, and you can fulfill it.
You believe in manifestation.
Yes, I do. And it does happen.
Yeah.
It does happen.
When did you manifest that you'll bounce back? And usually, is there a particular time that you follow on the manifestation side?
I do. But let me tell you this. I never knew the word manifesting.
Okay.
I never knew that till this 2017, 18. I never knew there's a word called manifesting.
Sure.
What I used to practice, then I realized, oh, this is called manifesting.
Okay.
So normally I manifest morning 4:30 to 5.
You wake up that early?
Yes. Even though I'm on the bed, even though I'm in the sleep, whatever is, which I feel is a huddle, it's not happening. That is the time where I feel it'll happen.
As in, at that time, you are consciously
Yes.
thinking about that
About
you
it.
want to achieve this, or you want to get to, you want to get to that stage where you have it.
So basically, I don't think in that way. I feel it is already done.
Oh.
I feel it is completed. I feel as if I'm enjoying it.
Awesome.
It is already in my hands.
Get that.
Say it a car, house, approvals, money,
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But in a good way. So manifest only good.
Yeah.
Don't manifest something bad. This should happen to them or they should fall down. Don't do that. It doesn't work.
Right. It's
Manifest something which is
destructive, right?
positive. Things will certainly happen.
Right. Anything negative that you think it's destructive, you always focus on what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it instead of thinking negative about others. I very strongly believe in this. Yeah. So coming back to the manifestation post that
Mm.
the achievement, right? So this meeting was happening, and you decided you will go to Africa and start there, right? How did you manage funds, and where did you get this from?
So that's how it is. As I said, start something.
Yeah,
You don't have anything in your hand. They start flowing to
sure.
they try to complete it. So that's how we started. We started acquiring land, small pieces for the factory and all.
Sure.
Because we did not have liquidity. Slow
Yeah.
and steady, we started. Some or the other way, people started supporting, started investing behalf of us.
Okay.
And we could slow and steady complete it. Normally the project takes 6 months to 1 year, but we took 3 years because of the funds. But we did not let it go.
Right.
We did complete it.
You stayed in the game.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how the first project came up. Then we sold 45% stake. We became again liquidized it. We became
Okay.
liquid. Then started other
What
ventures.
period did it take for you to sort of? So you said 3 years it took.
So
for you to-
2017 to 19 was the period we completed the construction.
Right.
2019 we sold our 45% stake.
Awesome.
To 2021 it got realized and things started moving on.
Okay.
Simultaneously, this is a bigger game.
Right.
The other businesses, small businesses, what I do was what I was doing, then started shooting up.
So, so today, standing today, you are in real estate, you are in car business, you are a manufacturer, you also do pharma.
Yes.
White labeling is the
Yes.
business, if I'm not wrong. And am I missing anything? Real estate, did I speak?
Yeah, you did speak about real estate
Yeah.
in Dubai.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm in different business in different countries.
Right.
In India, I'm into car buying and selling
Okay.
with my rental.
Typical trade of it.
Yes, with my rental, and car buying and selling is done by one of my partner.
Sure.
I'm a silent investor there.
Right.
Uh,
Would you mind sharing the names?
the company name is Motolinks.
Okay.
His name is Mr. Mohan.
Okay.
So that's how started car business here.
Sure.
And rental is the properties what we have.
Sure.
Rental game is on.
Yeah.
And I'm into merchant export of prefab fans, ID fans and HR fans.
Right.
We even do electrical control panels. Only on orders we do this.
Okay.
So in quarter we get 1 or 2 orders.
Right.
Those things I manufacture and I send it to abroad,
Sure.
depending on the order, which country I get it
Right.
from.
Right.
In Dubai, I'm into real estate.
Okay.
I'm into car buying and selling, but not in Dubai. I
Okay.
buy it in Dubai, I get it ready, and I export it to Africa.
Okay.
And recently, I've started my own luxury car rental also, but that is to a limit. I don't do it in a bigger way, just
Right.
because I've got the activity. I've started
That
by
is
that.
within Dubai.
Within Dubai.
Okay.
Within Dubai, I do.
Okay.
Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and Ajman.
Okay.
4 places.
Okay. So we also know that you have this Airbnb.
Yes, that is another wing what I do in Dubai. One is buying and selling of luxury apartments.
Right.
Then we do the Airbnb, holiday homes as well.
Okay.
We take our clients and we host it as Airbnb, and we try to give them 7 to 10% ROI per year.
Okay. Okay.
And we even do buying and selling of second resale also. My
Okay.
clients, I can sell them.
Got it. How does this pharma business work for you? What exactly are you doing there?
Pharma, I'm again doing as a depot. I've taken a place there. I'm into 150 to 200 variants of generic drugs.
Right.
With all kind of even surgical items I do. That it covers this 200 items.
Okay.
So I brand it on my name and I sell it on my name.
Okay. Understood. So on the Dubai real estate, I would want to sort of specifically understand a lot of Indians these days. In fact, I hear within my friend circle also, people speak about investing in Dubai real estate. I don't understand the logic. Within India, there's so much of scope. Why do people fly abroad to invest? In fact, a lot of times I keep hearing the celebrity news as well. This actress or actor invested there in Dubai, and a lot of wealthy people within India across cities, they invest there. Why is this gold rush of Dubai real estate happening?
The first thing is safety.
Okay.
Your property is secured, and ROI is huge, 7 to 12%. Depending on the area, it goes up to 14-15% at times. Rental per year.
Oh.
And it's after paying all the bills. After paying holiday homes, after paying your electricity, your internet, your service charges.
Wow, this is at par with equity market within India, because when you look at Nifty 50's benchmarking, its average is 12%.
And the capital gain is more than 15% per annum.
Wow.
After 5 to 7 years, I think the cities, the areas like Dubai or Jumeirah, JVC, Arjan, there's no inventory. There's no new inventory. It'll be all resale because almost all the land is completed constructed.
How many units do you own there?
Quite good. Let me not get into that part.
So I think you're not letting anything come out.
That's how you need to be in business, you know. See, but I can tell you, all my friends' units, I manage more than 60 units there.
Okay.
And I even directly don't do it. I outsource it again.
Awesome.
I play volume game. I don't look
Right.
at the profit in one unit. I do a volume game where for 60 to 70, I get a very good amount of returns, which covers my expenditure when I'm in Dubai.
Wow. So, Karthik, I want to kind of tap into this thought of getting into multiple businesses, right?
Yeah.
Why did you diversify so much? Why didn't you go deeper in one single business? Maybe one single business across all the countries. Why is that didn't happen? Why did you diversify so much? While the diversification again in multiple countries, and I think let's answer this, and then I'll ask the other question.
What I feel today's scenario about the profits or marketing or thing, you need to diversify yourself into multiple things. You're invested in 7 to 10 different areas,
Right.
and you fetch profit in 5 to 6. Other three are not making profit. Still, you're safer.
Okay.
If you're only on one business, and if it goes down, you're gone. You're vanished.
Oh.
One
So-
bad hit, you're dead.
So you wanted to have the safety net.
Yes, safety net.
Back then, it was when you were falling down, it was single business,
Yes, single steal.
and hence you got this
Probably
thought of.
subconsciously, my mind had that you should get into 4, 5 different places, not one.
And on the Dubai front again, right? We spoke on real estate, and you spoke about safety and the ROI of it, right? Why is that not happening in India? What do you think?
See, again, it depends on the democracy, the rule that's ruled by the king. Here, there's a democracy rule. Every day, you see so many changes here. Every day, there's a new law coming in, or
Right.
they dig in the old law where you don't even know what was there, whether it is there or not, and suddenly people come and try to destroy your homes. You don't have guarantee about anything. I think you must have understood what I'm trying to explain.
To Hydra thing that happened
It's
recently in
scary.
Hyderabad.
It is really scary.
Yeah.
To see all that, imagine all that, Your dream, everyone's dream is to have a house
Right.
or a steady income through rental.
Right.
And one fine day, someone comes and say it is not yours. After getting all the approvals, and they say this comes
Right.
into so and so area.
That's very scary.
It is not yours, and they make you stand out of your house and they demolish it
In front of
in
you.
front of you.
While you still have to pay the loan for it.
Yes. The banker is not going to leave you.
Yeah.
If you say, banker, go, I'll not pay. Your
Yeah.
CIBIL is gone. Once your CIBIL is gone, you are not even eligible to buy a phone.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to criticize anyone or any system, but this is what is the fact, and I'm scared about it. Since I've already seen downfall, I want to secure myself somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And hence all the investment go out of India.
Not really. Not really. I've got my investments here also. If you compare with Dubai and India, yeah, I've got my proportionate investments here as well.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't want to invest in India. I've got good amount of properties now here.
You invest in real
Yeah,
estate.
real estate here. I've got commercial properties here, residential. I've got farmlands.
Okay.
I'm into investing here because
Not
end of
into
that, this is my motherland. I would love to come back here. I would love to stay here, and I want my kids to live here
Right.
because it is our place. I
Right.
don't want to go out of Hyderabad. I love biryani. I want to stay in Hyderabad.
Right. So, what made you, as in, not look at investing on the business? I understand real estate on one side, which gives you constant passive income of sorts. But from the investment side, as in, be it manufacturing unit within India, or be it, starting up startup of sorts, because we have now Startup India and all that, a lot of support coming in from government. Why didn't you choose using that?
First of all, I really don't know what is happening. There's no exposure for people like me.
Okay.
We don't even have knowledge about how to start a company here and take help for Startup India and get into it. Probably there are marketings happening here and there, but as a layman, I have no idea.
Okay.
There's no exposure here.
Right.
When you go to other countries, what I'm seeing in other countries, they're marketing there.
Mm-hmm.
There are offices for foreign investors to come in for all the advantages.
Okay.
Africa, if I go there, there are a set of offices where investors will go. They will explain you. You invest this much, you get this much of tax holiday, you get this much of import holiday, your industry tax is saved for these many years.
Okay.
Probably there's there in India also because it's
They are
been
there. They
it's
are
been
there.
10, 15 years I'm out of India.
Probably you have not spent enough time
Now
researching it.
I did not. Yeah.
I think you should spend, because a lot of incubation centers, T-Hub is one of the examples,
Okay.
right? Where you get to learn about what's happening within the startup ecosystem. A lot of friends of mine have started and
How
raised
many years
capital.
back did all this thing start? Hardly 7 years.
I think couple of years back
Seven
now.
to
Yeah.
7 to 8 years. My downfall was 10 to 12 years back. 15 years probably.
Right. Maybe
So
you should start looking at it in India
I
now.
should, but probably now I'm into too many things. Let me
Okay.
stabilize all this, make
Right.
it a proper pattern, then I
Right,
would certainly
right.
look into it.
Right. So, coming back to the business, I would want to delve into your pharma business. I want to understand if you can help us understand what is the margin structure, and what is the brand, and where do you uh, procure, where do you sell, all of that. If you can help us
See,
understand.
two places I procure. One is from India,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the drug.
Right.
And the profit range starts from 20% to 150%, depending on the drug and the surgical items.
Okay.
Now, recently, we started from Portugal as well, because I'm
Oh.
sending it to Africa,
Sure.
not to India. So, there I do only heart related or cancer related, those kind of drugs I send it from Portugal. So, the first consignment will be reaching next week.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm trying to work it out.
Right. What's the margin structure typically in that business?
So Portugal items, what I'm getting is less margin. They're already costly.
Mm-hmm.
So probably around 30%.
Okay. Okay. So, of the overall net worth that Karthik has, what percentage of income uh, and the wealth probably comes in from which business? If you can help us break down on that lines, which business contributes how much percentage of your total income?
I have made a breakup.
Sure.
My pharma goes into reinvestment.
Okay.
So I don't take it out.
Okay.
I'm trying to expand it.
Sure.
Eventually, I want to start my own industry.
Consider it as, say, your income, and while you are reinvesting it, we would want to understand what is that you do at a.
So I would let you know in percentage, then in amount.
Sure. We are okay with it. We are okay.
Pharma, I reinvest around 30 to 40% of my profits.
Okay.
In again back in pharma itself.
Sure.
Because I want to scale it up. I want to go into more than 2 to 3 different African countries. Now I'm doing in 2. I want to expand it more to 3. So
Okay.
probably 5 countries I want to do.
Okay.
So I'm reinvesting again back there 30 to 40% of my
Right.
profits.
Right.
My steel industries, I try to expand again the way I did it from one African country to another African country.
Sure.
The second country is more reasonable and more safer.
Got that.
So I'm going to expand there. Whatever
Sure.
profit comes in, I'm just going to keep on multiplying it for next 7 to 8 years.
Sure.
Then whatever I make out of my real estate, I try to reinvest into new technological companies now.
Right.
I've invested in 3 to 4 startups in Dubai only from my real estate companies. That's how I try to pull in things and reinvest again in real estate in India.
Okay.
The money comes to India and I try to invest in real estate.
Okay. You seem to be betting a lot on real estate.
30% should be real estate. Whatever money you make, 30 to
Right.
40% invest in real estate. In that 30% investment, if you're investing 40 in real estate, 30% see that you're getting rental income out of it. 10% bet on something which after 10 years might become double, or if
Okay.
you're lucky enough, multiply by 10 or 20.
Right. Right.
That's how you need to divide.
Got that. Got that. So, Karthik, on the business front, right? If I'm way to start and consider I'm, say, a fresher, right? And I want to start, what would you recommend? Should I go for a job first? Should I get into business? What's your recommendation?
So do you know what kind of business you want to know? Do you have a clarity on it?
Say, manufacturing.
What kind of manufacturing? As per me, there are like 3 to 4 different which are essential.
Sure.
One is pharma, one is textile, food.
Okay.
These 3 are your necessity. No matter what, you need to do it.
Right.
The 4th one is the steel sector.
Right. Right.
You need to construct.
Since you come from steel, let's take steel as an example.
Okay.
And if I want to get into that industry, is it viable today? Should I think of it within India?
Within India, it depends on the area.
Okay.
What kind of steel? Are you trying to do induction furnace, rolling mill, pig iron, sponge iron,
Okay.
pelletization plant? So it has multiple sectors
Sure.
there.
Sure.
Every area has its advantage.
Okay.
For example, if it was Bellari, iron ore was abundantly available.
Okay.
So plants like pellet plant, sponge, pig iron
Right.
plant, they're all
Right.
situated there because of this raw material transportation and raw material availability.
Availability. Okay. Okay. Maybe if you can throw a little more light, because this is kind of a very unique subject which I have zero idea about it. Since you started speaking about Bellari and couple of these varieties, right? Similarly, what are the other markets within India where if somebody wanting to start steel as a business into manufacturing, where are the other locations potentially one can look at within India?
Pradeep, as you asked, what kind of manufacturing you want to get in? People want to get into, or for everyone.
Right.
I would advise you to get into trading first.
Okay.
You would know the story of the buyer and the seller.
Get that.
If the trader is making money, it means both are making money on both
Right.
the sides. You will know the law points, how to set it up, how to sell it,
Right.
how to procure the raw material. You will know
Right.
n number of things.
Yeah.
So once you know the depth of it, then you can do wonders out of it. That's how I started my pharma.
Okay.
I could have set up a pharma industry, hiring consultants, hiring experienced people, spending
Right.
money on them, but that is not the way.
Right.
Learn it by selling it first.
Okay.
Your mistakes are corrected in a smaller way.
Understood.
And you set up an industry and you think that capsule is not working out today, I have to get into syrup.
Right.
Syrup is not working out today, I have to get into other kind of drugs.
Yeah.
So you cannot change factory overlay or overlook or missionaries.
Right.
Once you're
Right.
into trading, you'll know, okay, which is running, even though my profit is less,
Right.
but my turnover is more.
This is more like a practical research instead of research.
Yes.
So you're actually in the business. There is a skin in the game. You see profits, losses without putting capex.
Yes. And you know the market.
Yeah. You build the connects as well.
Connects. Now, because of this, now I'm able to fly to different countries.
Okay.
Understand their market, their requirement. Price in one country is less, but in other country it's much more, substantially more.
Okay.
The transportation is less, but your profit is less. Your transportation is more, but you are making more money out of it.
Right. This also gives an opportunity for one to sort of understand different markets as well when he's traveling.
Correct.
Which all countries have you traveled till now, Karthik?
Almost Africa, I've traveled 6 to 7 countries. My main agenda is Africa.
Okay.
As holidays, I go to Europe and these countries, but for business, it's Africa.
All right.
Still, I would say it's an untouched market. It's still a virgin market.
Right. So, Karthik, one question that's on the mind, right? Africa is heavily a civil war zone where you keep seeing local issues, and we keep hearing a lot about that, that some war happening across Africa. How do you manage your business in a zone like Africa where you always have some or the other issue happening there?
The profitability, what you get, all these are very small.
Oh.
Even though the plant doesn't run for 3 months, 1 year, still you're sure once the plant starts, the 1 year loss is covered in 2 months, 3 months. The profitability is very good.
Wow. So, but then if I think of it, if I have to go there, do business, I wouldn't dare take my family there.
It's not that easy. Or else everyone would be in Africa today making money.
How do you manage this whole?
It's tough. It's very tough. But as I said, you need to do something to get
Right.
something. You need to get into things.
You get rewarded when you take risks.
Risk.
Got that. Got that. So, how do you? How is this Africa market from a communication standpoint? Also, the slang of English is very different. I'm sure there would be difference in communication style of yours within India, Dubai, and Africa. How does this differ?
They're uneducated. and most of them don't speak English, they speak the local language.
Okay.
So it gets tough initially. Once you start speaking basic language of theirs, it's easier for you. And you are accustomed to speak in their way of English. So it takes a day or two for me when I come back from Africa to Dubai. It takes a day or two for me to pick my English back to normal tone.
Can you give us an example?
So when you're there in Africa, you can't just say, "Can you please go get the files from there?" He wouldn't understand. You need to tell, "Can you go there and get the file? Break it down."
Okay, you have to break.
You
Can you go there?
Please get the file.
Like a robot.
Something like that, but not in that slow way, but a little faster way.
Sure.
So once they understand your way, it's easy for them also to understand.
Okay.
They're not that fluent in English.
Okay. How is this? Was there a situation where you had someone coming into the factory and pointing a gun and all of that?
Not in the factory, probably in the cities and all, robberies and all are common there.
Okay.
If you're carrying a costly mobile like iPhones and all, any iPhone is gone. So carry a Samsung.
What do you carry then?
I carry Samsung when I'm there. I use iPhone when I'm in Dubai and in India. And I use that fold one now. People don't even make out that it's a phone.
Oh.
So it's easy for me to protect the phone.
So, Karthik, one of the scenarios that what I was heard, somebody was telling me, one of your friends only told me, in fact, that you were in the factory and there was this civil war happening in Africa, and you somehow managed protecting your factory, and the factories adjacent to yours kind of burnt in ashes. What exactly happened there, and how did you manage surviving?
Basically, I was not there. Let me correct it. It was my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my uncle. He's my dad's co-brother.
Okay.
He is 70 plus, more than 70 those days when he was in the factory. So there were this kind of anti-terrorist group or anti-civil group who came into the factory to start destroying it or to burn it. Luckily, he protected the factory by saying it's a foreign investment. So please do not come and do. If the country comes to your hand, it is going to be an advantage for you if you safeguard the factory.
Okay.
That's how he protected it. And luckily, I had good rapport with all the community people there. Then immediately he explained my name and dad's name. That's how they recognized me. Then they quietly went out.
Oh.
And there were days where they used to sleep in the factory, go out, do war, come back and sleep in the factory, eat food, and then go back. So it was like a lodge for them for a few months.
Should have been tough for you guys.
Yeah, it was very tough. We always were in fear. There was investment there, and we were praying to God that things should be normal. And I used to watch it on cameras, CCTV cameras. I had cameras installed, and we used to get scared looking at all of that scenario.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, what percentage of your time you spend within India, Dubai and Africa, given that you have multiple businesses across these markets?
30 days I try to spend in India,
Okay.
and 30 days abroad. Dubai 10 days and 20 days Africa.
Okay.
I make it on a rotation basis.
So 20 days in Africa,
10 days
Dubai, and
30 days India. Because
how
my
do you
family is
manage business? How do you make sure things are in the right form and none of your employees or stakeholders cheating you? That becomes really tough. We hear a lot of cases. Sorry to cut you. We hear a lot of cases where two folks or three folks started business, and one of the guy started playing around, and a lot of cheating cases happen and all that, right? You being there in so many geographies, and I'm sure teams should be big. How do you manage that privileges or anything around money is not going out of your sight?
First thing is technology.
Okay.
Everything is evident.
Right.
And every month balance sheets are done.
Right.
Where you know what is happening.
Sure.
And any business there's a leakage. See the set of leakage.
Okay.
If it is beyond, then you take action. If it is not, just ignore it.
Okay.
If you do not let few things go out, you can't expect things to happen.
Okay.
You cannot say everything is mine, everything is mine. It's tough.
Right.
There are leakages. But be a bit of ignorant.
You know there is leakage happening there and you still ignore
I know who is doing it also. When we are able to do such big business, we have got our own people giving us information.
Okay.
Where they get rewarded as well. But we keep quiet because it's a limit. Once it goes beyond the limit,
right,
always there's a replacement happening.
Got that.
Today Karthik is there, is doing no. Karthik can also be replaced. Everyone is replaced here. It is a system, it has to work.
Right.
And it will work.
Get that. So on the Africa side, right? So when you set up your plants and all, have you also took loans or something like that from a local bank?
We do.
Okay.
See, we wouldn't be getting substantial loan back there. We might get funded for 30 to 40% depending on your project. How
Okay.
big is it? How viable is it to the country? What kind of advantages you would get out of the country?
Okay.
So that's the way they fund.
So then you go there with capital and
Yes.
you show that you're planning to invest in the
Invest.
country and this is your blueprint.
Yeah.
And basis that
They try to fund you.
Banks, local banks come in front
Yes.
and help you out. Is that how it works?
That's how it works. But there are a number of problems again there if you get funding from there. The currency is uncertain.
Okay.
Today it might be 10, tomorrow it might jump to 100. $1 equivalent to 100 local currency. Where your loan becomes from 1 million to 400,000.
Oh.
Yeah, happened also once with us. Luckily, it happened during repayment, so we
Okay.
had to pay less.
You got the advantage.
Yeah, it was an advantage. Probably God must have felt you already had so much of struggle, my dear son. So let me give you an advantage,
So this turned as a blessing.
Blessing. In fact, COVID turned as a blessing to me. Most of the people said because of COVID they had problems. COVID was the time things changed to me.
Oh.
My unit got sold. I made the capital out of it. I made good profits out of it. That and all the businesses which just started in a small way after COVID, things started moving faster. In fact, till COVID was like trial and error, pause and everything. After COVID, things changed.
Awesome. Awesome. So, how did it change after COVID? If you can throw a little more light, because for me it has been very bad. Second wave, I was admitted, but then since it turned positive for you, I would want to understand how.
Even second wave, I got admitted. In a positive note, I'm taking it in a positive note.
Right.
After that, we were scared, me and my father, since we were we were the only supporting family members. My dad was like, again, I don't want to leave liabilities, so let us try to sell our stake. Let us clean up all the liabilities and start. That was the best decision he has taken again, and I did not say no, even though my heart was saying, not again. I don't want to sell it again. But again, I'm like, no, let me listen to him again. Every time, whatever he said did work out in a better way.
Right.
Probably, I would say in a best way. That decision of me to shut my mouth supported me again. That's where we sold the stake, we recovered, we cleaned up liabilities, and we got into liquidity, then started doing other things.
So with liquidity, you again invested, and that investment sort of grew. Okay.
And it gave me multiple opportunities. 7 years, I was only doing research.
Got it.
I was waiting for an opportunity to get the funds so that I start investing in all the segments and start pulling things back.
Awesome.
So I was ready with my homework. As soon as I got my funds, I started investing and started boosting things out.
Right, right. So on the Dubai side of it, right, since you have businesses there, I want to understand from a taxation standpoint. People keep saying taxes are less there, unlike India. Can you speak more about how is Dubai's taxation? Is it good for people to start businesses there? Because I keep hearing online on some random forums, people say, hey, I'm planning to register my company there, or I'm probably going international and I'll start in Dubai. I want to understand from you on how this works.
The maximum taxation there is 4 to 6%.
On your income?
On your business, not on your income.
Okay.
If you're on your personal income, there's no tax. Your personal income doesn't have any tax. No, there's no tax for your personal income. Your rental income doesn't have any tax. Your salary doesn't have any tax. You don't pay property tax. You don't pay any kind of,
Karthik, I should have. So when I was working, I should have went to Dubai to search a job.
Probably you can do that. You can suggest your friends now. You can't do that anymore. I'm sorry for that statement. You can suggest your friends, or probably you can start this there. You'll not have any taxation. Only few sectors have tax there.
Okay.
Like your hotel industry, service industries. And service industry also, it is defined.
Okay.
What has tax, what doesn't have tax.
Right.
A tax over it.
Right.
And 4% is nothing compared to GST and all here.
Yeah.
Your personal income tax, there's nothing. And even Dubai has opened up the golden visa. With 10 years, you're assured that there's no tax on your personal income.
Right. For me, back in the day when I was an employee, I used to feel I was only earning for like 9 months. 3 months, my salary is gone.
Even today, I think that is the reality.
That's how it is.
For employee, that's the reality.
Right. So on the business again, 4% is definitely quite interesting proposition for any founder who's wanting to sort of, do business and save more.
Correct. Most of the people are starting on this basis only.
Get
Now
that?
I heard Russell Khaimah, one of the UAE area, Russell Khaimah, they're giving you golden visa for 12 years. 12 years, there's no fee for your company formation. 12 years, you'll get a free company, form your company and everything.
So that's where Dubai gets this point of it's a tax heaven.
Yeah.
People love doing business there.
Correct.
In fact, not just Indian people across from different countries and continents come to Dubai,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So on the work front, you keep hiring people. Obviously, all these businesses, you'll have to hire people. You'll have to get partners. How do you choose partners when you're especially working in different countries? It really becomes difficult for you to understand people. In fact, a lot of times when I speak to people within India, there were times when I did wrong hiring when I was building my teams, right? The guy is really smart, speaks, convinces you in the interview, and you get carried away. There was I remember 2 hires. I did a blunder mistake while I always built rockstar teams, and within 3 months I took the action also. That's a different case. But after the interview, there was a scenario when I went back to my boss. So you should speak to this guy. We had a three member panel interview format, and I went to my boss and said, so you should speak to this guy. He's like killer. I think if he comes in, no, this part of the business is taken care of. And my boss took interview. That guy was smart enough to convince him also. So the whole panel was like, यार सही बंदा है मतलब
फाड़ देगा.
And after coming in, we were seeing that needle is not moving at all. So first month over, needle is not moving. Second month we were seeing maybe now it will move. It's still not moving. Then mid of the second month we realized there's something fishy, and we started sort of keeping a track of what he's doing, and then we realized that that's a hiring mistake that we did. He was good with communication, not good on the work side. But yeah, I want to understand your side of the story. Within India, I was sort of I got carried away by a wrong guy. You are operating in different countries. I want to understand your side of the story.
Partners, I see that urge in them.
Okay.
I travel with them, to be frank. Travel in a way, not that I go out for trips.
Sure.
I see that I meet them every week, 4-5 times.
Okay.
Interact with them, lunch, dinner, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Go with them. Just
Right.
try to gel with them.
Right.
Treat them like your brothers.
Sure.
You would get the same respect back.
Awesome.
And talk to them in a term in such a way, if they are looking after the entire operation, even though my investment is high, I give them the stake more.
Okay.
Where they don't feel like they've been, taken for a ride just because I've invested,
Right.
just because I've given them money, or just because, they gave small part of money. I don't do that.
Sure.
I believe in continuous income. I
Got
don't
that.
believe one time 100.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
believe every month 10.
It's that golden egg
Yes, something
story.
like
Yeah.
That's where I feel I'm more comfortable with my partners.
Sure.
Employees, I don't take any interview. If you're hired for marketing, I ask them to go to the field, get me information.
Sure.
Based on the information, I see whether they're capable or not.
Oh.
If they really do good, after 2 years, I give them percentage in my business. I don't give them shares. I give them percentage on success fee.
Okay.
So that they don't divert their head or they don't jump off.
Understood.
They're happy being with me. They get a steady income. At the same
Right.
time, they get commissions out of it.
Right.
Even in my real estate also, I don't do that. I give them quite big amount of percentage. If I'm making 4, I give my staff 3%. I keep 1% for the running cost and the balances.
Wow.
That's how I have got 40 to 50 agents today in my hand. No matter what, any area you say, any price you say, I think I can get them.
So you trade and you give the percentage.
Yes.
Okay with 1% and give them 3%.
I believe in number of rotations.
Cash flow.
In a month, if I'm getting 4% to my pocket on one deal, imagine I'm getting 10 on 1%, I'm getting 10%.
Right. I think this is something that I should learn from you. Probably I'll have a meeting with Vijay, who's in my team. We both discuss on this, I think probably Vijay comes back and says, Pradeep, we're not getting anything here. So yeah, I think that's a learning for me at least. Yeah, Karthik, I think we are coming to end of the podcast. I wanted to quickly take your insights on the business front, right? If somebody is starting, uh, what should they consider? Should they consider taking up a job first or taking up business first? What is your take on this?
First, let them get into job, understand the system.
Sure.
If he has capital, let him get into trading,
Okay.
learn it,
Right.
then get it.
Okay.
Job I would advise because he will know what is administration.
Sure.
He will know his skills.
Right.
He will know how people will talk to him, how to manage people first in a
Right.
lower level.
Right.
Then he has to get into trading.
Right.
Learn buying and selling.
Okay.
Learn where he's buying it from.
Right.
How is he manufacturing it?
Right.
Learn why is he selling, why is the purchaser buying it from him,
Right.
what is the margin he's making.
Right.
So when you become an industrialist, you will know the entire cycle and you know what is your profit in a good market, what
Yeah.
is your loss in a bad market,
Okay.
when to start, when to stop, how to do it.
Right. Right. On the other front, I have this question because you have gone through that journey personally, seeing the down and then bouncing back from there and running business across multiple locations, right? In multiple segments. If somebody who's an entrepreneur and going through a really bad patch of it, right? Probably trying to raise money, not able to, probably trying to, he knows there is a product market fit, but he's not able to go and sell it, and going through a bad patch of it. What do you recommend for an entrepreneur like that?
First, don't lose your hope. Keep doing it. If you're financially having strain, try to sell your equity.
Okay.
Become capital rich, liquid rich. Then your mind is free. Then you can concentrate more on the marketing. If you're not into financial crisis, if you're into marketing problem, or if you're not able to sell your product, hire a good team. There are a number of third parties where they do it for you on a commission basis.
Right.
Try to find a solution. There's always a solution for everything.
Right.
It's not like your doors are closed.
Yeah.
There are always open doors. Try to find the open door.
Sure.
Don't lose your hope.
Get that. Get that. What's next for Karthik?
I need to get more deeper into pharma. As I explained you earlier,
Sure.
marketing, get into trading, then into manufacturing.
Got that.
That's my agenda in my pharma. Cars, I want to get into distribution as well in a bigger way.
Sure.
Then real estate is always there.
Okay.
Steel is always there with me. So these things are
Right.
active and need to stabilize them and make it more proper.
Awesome. Anybody wanting to reach Karthik to get any advice or any problem that they want to share and take your help, where can they reach you?
You can get into my Insta.
Okay.
You can
So
share my Insta.
you'd reply back.
I can. I
Sure.
will reply back.
Sure.
Depending on the time zone, I would certainly reply back.
Certainly. I think I'll leave your Insta handle in our description.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming onto the show and sharing your journey, Karthik.
Thank you for getting me here. You made me recollect all my old memories. And the feel of Bellari or the feel of pulling back
Right.
is making me feel much better today. I could recollect my entire journey. It is making me feel happier, to be frank.
In fact, being host, when you were speaking about the lows, I was thinking, what would I do if I was there? Quite a difficult journey that you went through. Respect to you on how you pulled it up.
It's all because, as I always say, it's dad's support.
Right.
And I never left my hopes. Things
Great.
started moving back.
Great. Thank for the time, Karthik.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this episode till the end. If you like the video, please leave your feedback in the comment section down there and share this episode with your friends and family. See you in the next episode. Thank you.